Hello everyone, this is the Final Hammer here, and today we're going to be talking about Testament's most recent album, Titans of Creation. It was released on April 3rd, 2020, and it is their 13th album to date. So this is a little late, or I should have probably had this video out a while ago, but it's been slammed with work, and now that I'm in self-quarantine, got nothing else to do. So, here we are talking about Testament. Now, I remember I completely forgot this album was coming out for like a week almost, and then when it actually, like I think the night before it released, I made a video when you remember that Testament released a new album, because that's exactly how I remember. I was like, day is it today? And I was sitting on the toilet taking a dump, and then I opened my phone, and I was like, oh my god, that's right, Testament's new album. So, this is a release I was waiting a long time for, because I think that Testament is one of the better thrash bands out there, and they don't really get very much credit, which is shocking. They have an amazing lineup right now. Like, I think that this setup that they've got right now with, I think they've had the same setup since Dark Roots of the Earth. One of the best thrash bands, or ever. Even I would put it above Death Angel right now too, and they're also really fucking good. They're slaying it. So, this is their 13th album. They've been around since I think it's 82, 83, something like that. It's crazy to think about. They're still just pumping out these records, and they have this definitive sound that they capitalize on this album while still sounding unique and new and bringing new ideas, whether it be the Heaven's Gate Suicide Cult or World War III. They've got all kinds of great ideas in this album, and I couldn't believe it. I listened to this album at work probably 4 times doing paperwork and in the cooler, and I couldn't stop listening to it. I just listened to it again today while I was sewing some patches on. And wow, they just keep bringing it, man. They just keep bringing it. I would say, though, that my only issue with this album is probably the fact that they put Catacombs towards the end, because it feels like something that could have been in the middle, or like even in the beginning, or just not on there at all. It was a long album. It was almost an hour long, not even counting the weird instrumental thing. But honestly, I think that's a good thing. I like longer thrash songs rather than short. Like, I think 3 to 5 minutes is like the perfect thrash song, but I hate it when they're like 1 to 3 minutes. I don't like that very much. And Testament manages to push it so far, and like I said, it never gets old, man. Chuck's vocals are pretty good. I think some of my favorite songs are Dream Deceiver, Children of the Next Level. Other ones that I think were really good also are Ishtar's Gate, The Healers. Those are some of my favorites off of the album that I keep going back to, but I usually listen to albums front to end. I don't listen to like a couple songs off of them unless it's, just singles that I'm just in the mood for, but usually when I listen to a band, it's their whole album. I don't just like listen to one song, and this is one of those albums I can just keep coming back to and keep listening to. Now, I can't really think of very many bad things to say about this album. I really can't. It's solid across the board. It really is. Everything in terms of songwriting. The production was absolutely insane. It was amazing. And the sad thing about this is right before it released, Chuck and members of the crew and his wife, and I think Gary Holt and the drummer from Death Angel, on their Bass Strikes Back tour in Europe, they ended up all catching coronavirus. And so that was a little shitty, actually, but I've heard that they're pulling through and doing well, so that's good. Obviously, that's good. I wanted to see them in May. They were coming to Detroit in May, and it's probably not happening, no. I don't think it's happening. I'd have to keep up on that, but in the wake of everything that's been going on, I'm pretty happy that they put this album out when they did, because it's a breath of fresh air in honestly one of the worst times since I've been alive in this area. So it makes me really happy that it was as good as it is. I give it I gotta say, I gave this album a 10 out of 10. Like, there is just absolutely nothing bad I can say about this album. Like I said, the one gripe I had was an instrumental being placed in the wrong area, or just could have just not been there. But who gives a shit? It's an instrumental. That's like that's the only thing I can think of. Aside from that, some of the guitar work in this album was absolutely fucking batshit. There was another clean song, I think it was City of Angels, where Chuck just uses his melodic singing voice, and sounds pretty fucking great too. Man, yeah, I just got nothing bad to say. It's not really going to be a long review just because it's just another Testament album, really. They still managed to change it up to where it's good as well. It's not getting stale. Their formula is always changing with really decent songwriting, solid solos, and amazing guitar work. And Gene on the drums is a fucking beast, man. I seen them live with Slayer and Anthrax and Lamb of God a while ago, and I was blown away. That was my first time ever hearing of Testament. I was like, oh my god. Thought they almost stole the show. But of course I didn't even get to finish the show because I broke my nose in a pit and I lost a fuckload of blood. But, that's right. Fucking bent ass nose. But, yeah. So that was The Final Hammer. Thanks for watching, guys.